discuss these two questions. So one of is, how do you see the relationship between your NAP and your NDC in terms of, because both NDC and implementation and NDC update.
Okay, the good thing is that we started a NAP project, 2 years after we've already developed our NDC. So basically, in the implementation of the NAP project, we had an opportunity to review our NDC targets to ensure that, because those targets developing the NDC were those targets that speak to our development priorities and our climate change commitments. So now coming back to the NAP, the activities were developed to ensure that they support the implementation of the NDC. So to a larger extent, both the NDC and NAP activities are aligned and speaking to each other.
Okay, perfect. And then the final question, how is your NAP used as a strategic instrument for furthering adaptation planning and implementing a pipeline of projects that will be financed through domestic and external funding?
Yeah, as part of our NAP implementation initiatives, we've done a lot of risk-based assessments. We've done a lot of vulnerability and risk assessment. Basically, we have our key sectors, the economically productive sectors. We've been able to understand what are the risks faced by this sector as a result of climate change. So, as the end product of the vulnerability and risk assessment we've done, we've been able to identify adaptation, priorities, strategies, and action plans. So these action plans, at the end of the day, we are costing those adaptation action plans which are going to feed into our pipeline projects. So once these get funding, they can ensure that we are able to safeguard our key economic and productive sectors.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. And one last final question, because this is also another important question, is I think you touched upon it a little bit, is subnational planning, and how did you manage to integrate NAP and adaptation practice from the national level into subnational level?
Well, we started to implement the NAP just at about a time where we've developed our decentralization policy, where to ensure that at the subnational level there are structures put in place to support development planning. And we also come at a time where our country has developed a 5-year development plan, which is the Propo Agenda for Prosperity and Development. So within the scope of our NAP project, we've worked with institutions at the national level, as well as the extension services they hold in across the different subnational entities. So we've been working with these players, particularly in the agriculture, forestry, and fishery sector, and they've been a part of all of the consultations, they've been a part of all of the studies, they've been a part of the multidisciplinary integrated assessment team we've developed. So at the end of the day, their perspective, their ideas, their priorities are going to feed into our overall NAP strategy and action plans.
Perfect. And as a closing remark, is there anything that you would like to pass on to other country participants when they're starting off their NAP? Any words of encouragement or anything that you think that they should primarily focus on? And
I think starting on that project, first and foremost, you need the political support. You need the high-level policy makers to be involved at the very inception. Because once you have their back-in, at the end of the day, whatever products are going to be generated from the project, they are going to be involved by some measure. And so getting the support for rolling them out, you're not going to find much problem.
okay, great. Thank you so much.